Be me, 26 feminist blogger and activist professionally. Write for major feminist publication about women's empowerment. Master's degree in gender studies from Berkeley University. Thesis on sexual liberation and destroying the patriarchy. Run workshops on consent and healthy relationship dynamics. Speak at colleges about toxic masculinity damaging society. Have 50K followers on Twitter for hot takes. Call out problematic male behavior every single day. Dating life has always been a complete disaster. Only date male feminists who respect women properly. Guys who wear pink pussy hats to marches. Apologize for their privilege constantly without me asking. Ask permission before every single touch, always forever. Is it okay if I hold your hand? Can I kiss you now if that's all right? May I put my arm around you, please? Sounds respectful, but kills any chemistry instantly dead. End up feeling like their mother, not girlfriend. They're so careful it feels completely robotic, honestly. No passion, no spontaneity, no raw desire ever. Just politically correct interactions following a script exactly. Sex is even worse than the dating somehow. They ask permission for literally everything constantly ongoing. Can I touch you here? Is this okay? Should I go faster or slower? Tell me. You're in charge. I follow your lead completely, treating me like fragile China doll, constantly worried, afraid to express any masculine energy at all. One guy literally asked mid-act, repeatedly annoyingly, am I being too aggressive? Should I stop? I wasn't even moving much, just laying there. Complete mood killer every single time it happens. Orgasms are basically non-existent with these guys. Fake it mostly just to end the experience. They're trying so hard to be respectful feminist. Allies that they forget to be actual men. Start to notice a disturbing pattern in myself. Get turned on by exact opposite of my politics when I'm alone with my thoughts privately. Fantasize about men who take charge completely dominantly, who don't ask permission, just take what's theirs. Feel immediate guilt and shame about these thoughts. This goes against everything I write about publicly, everything I claim to believe in my career. Try to push these thoughts away, but can't. They get stronger and more frequent over time. Start watching porn that horrifies my feminist brain. Aggressive dominant men and submissive eager women scenarios. Exactly what I rail against in my articles. Clear my history immediately after, in complete shame. Masturbate then cry about betraying my values afterwards. What kind of feminist gets off on degradation? Am I just brainwashed by patriarchal society's expectations? Internal dialogue is constant war between two sides. Feminist brain says this is internalized misogyny clearly. Body says this is what actually turns you. Stop denying your real desires and needs. Try to date more aggressively feminist men, hoping maybe I just need someone more dedicated ideologically. Date James, who teaches gender studies at college. So feminist he sits down to pee, apparently. Constantly apologizing for taking up space anywhere existing. Sex feels like being intimate with wet cardboard. He's so focused on my pleasure, forgets his. Asks every 2 seconds if I'm enjoying myself. Makes me verbally consent to each position change. I'm drier than Sahara Desert the whole time. Break up after 3 months of dead bedroom. He cries and asks what he did wrong. Can't exactly say you're too respectful and feminine. Go to therapy to discuss these disturbing desires. Therapist says desires don't have to match politics. What happens in bedroom is just fantasy exploration. Doesn't mean you support it in real life. But how can I write about empowerment publicly, while privately wanting the complete opposite experience sexually? Feel like massive hypocrite and fraud every day. Start going to bars alone just to observe. Notice I'm drawn to traditionally masculine men immediately. The ones feminist me would call toxic instantly. Confident, borderline cocky, taking up space, unapologetically existing. Catch myself staring at construction workers working outside. Everything I claim to hate but body responds. Match with Alex on dating app by accident. His profile is everything I usually swipe left. Gym pics, cars. Sports stereotypical masculine interest displayed. Cocky bio that borders on arrogant, honestly kind. Accidentally swiped right while scrolling too fast. Oops. He messages immediately with confidence, not desperation, visible. Doesn't apologize for anything, just makes plans assertively. I'm picking you up at 8. Wear something. Nice, we're going to that new Italian place. Feminist brain screaming red flags, controlling behavior immediately. Body saying yes, finally someone with balls. Agree to date against better judgment, feeling conflicted. He shows up looking like everything I publicly hate but privately desire in a man, honestly. Tall, muscular, confident, walks like owns the world. Opens car door but not apologetically, just naturally. Orders wine for table without asking my preference. Normally would rant about this for hours online. But something about his confidence is intoxicating, actually. Doesn't ask permission to touch me, just does. Hand on my lower back guiding me inside. Arm around me possessively while we talk together. Whispers in my ear instead of talking across. Table making me lean in to hear him. Every feminist alarm bell ringing, but body responding. Finally, someone treating me like a woman. Not. A fragile political statement that might break easily. End up at his place after too much wine. Know what's about to happen and want it. He doesn't ask, just takes charge completely naturally. Pins my wrists, tells me what he wants explicitly. Uses words that would get him canceled immediately. Everything I write think pieces criticizing men for. And I've never been more turned on ever. First real orgasm in years, maybe ever honestly. Afterwards lay there having existential crisis internally processing. Just betrayed everything I claimed to stand for, but felt more satisfied than ever before physically. He's stroking my hair, calling me good girl. Should be offended, but just feel warm inside. See him again next week, then again, repeatedly. Becomes regular thing. I can't stop, won't stop. The dynamic is everything I publicly hate professionally. He leads. I follow, he decides, I submit. In bedroom, he's completely dominant. I'm completely submissive. Outside bedroom we're equals, but inside totally different. He respects my career, supports my work actually. Reads my articles, laughs at the irony sometimes. If only they knew, he says teasingly often. Start living double life that's exhausting to maintain. Writing about toxic masculinity during the day professionally. Begging him to be rougher at night privately. Friends would disown me if they knew truth. Career would be over, reputation destroyed immediately, definitely. But I've never been happier or more satisfied. Realize maybe biology trumps ideology, sometimes, unfortunately, perhaps. What turns us on isn't always politically correct. Can still believe in equality and women's rights, while wanting something different in bedroom privately, personally. Or maybe I'm just rationalizing cognitive dissonance desperately, trying to reconcile two opposing parts of myself, the feminist and the woman at war internally. Stop judging other women's choices as much now. Realize we're all complicated contradictions inside struggling privately. What we want publicly versus privately differs massively. Still write feminist articles, but with less judgment. Less prescriptive about how women should feel sexually. Maybe true feminism is accepting all women's choices, even if those choices seem anti-feminist superficially. Or maybe I'm just a massive hypocrite, honestly, still figuring it out one orgasm at a time. Alex and I still together a year later now. He knows about my internal struggle, finds amusing, says it's hottest thing that strong feminist publicly, melts for him privately behind closed doors regularly. Learned to accept the contradiction within myself mostly. Still feels weird sometimes, but less guilty now. Stop trying to force desires to match politics. Human sexuality doesn't follow ideological rules, apparently ever. We want what we want, despite ourselves, sometimes. The body knows things. The mind denies, stubbornly. Would never admit this publicly, reputational suicide guaranteed. But anonymously online, I can finally be honest. Feminist in streets, submissive in sheets judge me.